Hello everybody, I'm glad you're here today. In this video, we're going to talk about some things that are happening at warp speed. And at the very end of this video, I want to read from my journal to you from October 24th. I may go on a couple more days depending on how much time we have in this video. But mainly what I wanted to bring to you is a couple of things I've noticed. First of all, today I was just bringing in my groceries from my car, all right? 2 osprey fly over my house. All right, they were very low. One went, and then like about a minute and a half to 2 minutes later, another one went by. It was not the same one circling. I don't understand that. That is new. Now, do we have osprey in our area? Yes. We live close to an Air Force base. So, of course, I see things like that, but not over my house. So that's unusual. Things that are being said from my news sources that I go to get alternative news, they are speaking cryptically of, hey, something is coming. It feels like they're saying some kind of an attack from cells that are within our country already. I think that's legit. I think that's true. They can't apparently just spew it out and spit it out and just say it and speak it for whatever reasons. I know there are reasons why they can't, so I respect that. But what they're like dancing around it, y'all, and saying, hey, it's time to top off your preps, get everything in order so that when it's time to go in your ark, you're going to be okay. That's kind of what I'm getting from them. Now, in 2020, that would have given me a panic attack, y'all. I would have been on Amazon. My bill would have been $600. I would have been like, buy now. All right? So that's how I used to be, because I wasn't seasoned. Maybe that's the best word. Since the virus that went around the world, I have become a little more able to balance my emotions, and it's not the first time these people have said things like that and nothing ever happens. So I sift it pretty hard, if you know what I mean. But, you know, you can't ignore what you're seeing in the world. The violence has escalated in our country just off the charts, all right? Things that I didn't think I'd ever see, where people were going after Jewish people. That wasn't on my radar, all right? It just wasn't. I didn't think I'd see that. The military buildup is massive in the Middle East. That's not for nothing. That's for something. That's all I can land on. My dad, who lived through World War II, like, I haven't seen nothing like that. Okay, this man knows some things. He's seen some things too. He remembers it. Now, granted, he was a little boy, but he remembers. So those are the things going on in the world that we cannot ignore. Well, you know what? That's not even true. You can ignore it if you want to. I choose not to ignore it because I want to be comfortable when the apocalypse happens. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't know. That's probably not a very good reason. A more noble reason would be I want to share with my neighbors when they don't have any food. That would be very noble and good. And I don't know if I'm going to be, you know, God's working on me on that. But don't you see it? Am I the only one that sees it? Y'all, I'm sitting here in my pantry talking by myself. I know I'm talking to you, but the feedback is great. When y'all comment, it makes me feel less alone and less like I have to kind of fly under the radar. Like, hey, you know, we're seeing it too. What are you seeing in your area? Now, this is something else that's very strange, and maybe somebody out there can explain this to me. I hope, please, if you have a theory on this or actually know, please tell me. In the town next to me, going that way, it's inside of Texas. Going that way, it goes into New Mexico, but going this way, I'm in Texas. Gas is $2.98 a gallon. You think I hauled my butt over there to get some? Oh, yes, I did. I filled up my tank this morning. I topped it off. Now, y'all, I'm not saving a whole bunch of money doing that. I understand that. I had other things to do in that town. But why is it $2.98? Why is gas going down? I heard some theories on that this morning from some of my news sources. I think Canadian Prepper said some things about it. NY Prepper may have said some things, but I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. So, that's interesting. So, if you can fill up, now's the time. I mean, I don't know why, but okay, we're topping off the tanks. That's how I feel. Also, there is just a sense of tension in the air. And maybe it's made up inside of me. All right? I'll give you that. Maybe it's just me and my personality. But, like, I'm over at my parents' house a while ago, and they're in their 80s, all right? And my mom was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the store. And I was like, Mother, you know, you probably don't need to go to the store by yourself. If I'm understanding the situation correctly, places like that, grocery stores, Walmarts, are going to be like super targets for escalation. Do y'all see it that way? Are y'all like talking that way to your moms and dads and kids? I mean, let me tell you, if I talk to my sister that way, she lives in Austin. It's like country mouse, city mouse. That's our story. And we're close. I'm close to my sister. I mean, in heart. We're not in distance, but I'm in the Texas Panhandle. She's in Austin, Texas. She's city. I'm country. She has always said, oh, well, if things go bad, I'll just get in my car and come to your house. You know, I'm getting to where I think you ain't going to make it. I don't even think the roads will be open. No one's going to let you travel based on the situation I'm seeing. And what? Seeing. I'm not even seeing anything. Based on the situation I'm sensing. All right, we'll put it that way. Is that crazy? Is that extreme? Probably. Maybe. I don't say that to her. I always just go, oh, yeah, whatever you have to do, make it up here. But once you get up here, you have to contribute to the compound. You cannot just sit and read or whatever it is she does. She does a lot of wonderful things, so don't hear that. But hard work with her hands is not something that she's had an adult life, and she's done beautiful things in music and theater, but yeah, going out and cleaning out the chicken coop hadn't been one of them. So she would, though. She would. Her husband's the same way. Godly people, believers, but, you know, when you're in the city, you don't have to, you're not that close to your food source, I guess is the best way. And when you're close to your food source, you realize how much hard work goes into feeding the nation, feeding the world. And it's a lot of hard work, and it's honest work. It's honest work. And I'm just going to go off on a little bit of a branch here. My son, who is choosing not to go to college, which, like, I think that's great, and he wants to become skilled in another way. Currently, he's working at the nursing home down the street. In the town where the gas is $2.98. That's where he's working. And he's got a job opening became available, a position, and it's not a glamorous position. As our no position at the nursing home is glamorous, all right? But taking care of those treasures, the people that we treasure in our communities, that's an honor. And that's how they look at it. But he was like, Mom, if I apply for this job and get it, that's good, honest work. And I said, heck yeah, it is. Whatever you do in life, do honest work, whatever it is. Don't be I bet I have to watch my language. Don't be lazy, okay? Don't be lazy. All right. So, all of that being said, clearly things are escalating. Things are happening quickly. I don't know what's going to happen this week, but I'm getting a sense that it's not going to calm down this week. We'll put it at that. It's not going to get better this week. So, I will go ahead and read these entries from my journal. And when it gets too late, I'll just be quiet and wait for the next video. This is from October 24th, 2023. Child, write this down. Upon the sea are waves of death and stretches of calmness. So it will be in the lives of my children. You see, the happenings of this world, the waves of death, are strongly crashing against the hearts of man. Death has been released. It is the tool of the enemy, striking fear into all people who see not me. And I asked the Father, what are we to do? What do we as believers do? Love. Simply love. Love your enemies as yourselves. Love the Lord thy God. Love one another. The greater weapon is and will always be love. For when you truly love me, all else fades away in importance, and your life on earth gains meaning. Do not be alarmed by what you are about to see, hear, feel, and know. Remember, my children, who is at work in this world you live. Do you see the path I've marked for you? Walk there, wander not from it. Stay the course, be ever vigilant. The Lord your God is near. And I just said, my concern, Father, is the war on my nation's soul. Will that really happen as you have said? Because he has said that. So I was just like, am I hearing you right? You know, do y'all ever do that? Is this really what you're saying? Write this down, my precious one. A tidal wave of destruction will befall your nation. It is meant to bring about repentance. It is meant to bring peace in men's hearts as the enemy sows fear. Yes, soon and very soon, you, my children, will see this. I have you in the palm of my hand, as you will be troubled by this. Remember, I have you positioned perfectly in order to comfort. I have you positioned perfectly in order to combat the attacks and save souls from the fire on earth and after the earth. Do not only think of surviving this catastrophe. Think this way. Now the people in my life have only desperation for my Lord. Now the good news is ready, for I am standing here with this seed of hope and salvation. The soil in the hearts of man is about to be perfect for planting. Ready the combines, for the harvest is near. So then I went on. I'm going to just a little blip on October 27th, 2023. I had just gotten the news that the United States had bombed Syria. I said that word. I hope I don't get strikes for that. But so we didn't really. It wasn't like a bloodbath, but it was a response. So I asked Father, I said, I don't think this is the biggest thing that's going to happen. There was an hour or two where it felt like everybody was kind of in a lather about it. And I was just like, Father, I don't think this is the biggest thing that's going to happen, is it? And I heard, no, my child, it is the beginning of the biggest thing, as you call it. I call it Death March. These days are heavy upon my lovely children. I now remind you, I see all and know all. Be not afraid. All right, I'm going to save October 29th for another video. But those are things to hang on to as we see the world rapidly changing in front of us. If you don't know Jesus, y'all, I had 2 repairmen here yesterday to work on my heaters. And I was like, do y'all think the world's going crazy? And they were like babies. They were in their 20s. And they were like, yeah, the world's pretty bad. And I was like, now's a good time to know Jesus, isn't it? One of them was like, oh, yes, I know him. And the other one just kind of sloughed it off. And I thought, oh, I'll be praying for you. You need to find him now. I didn't say that to him. But the good news is Jesus saves, Jesus forgives, Jesus gives us mercy. And we have heaven, and he's coming back to get us. I don't know when. I don't emphasize when. I don't emphasize before trib, after trib. That's not important to me. If it is to you, good. That's your role in the body. If you want to condemn me for not studying that out and emphasizing it, you're welcome to. But when I'm with the Lord, I'm sensing that he's like, the good news of my son is what you emphasize. His return will happen. Those who are faithful and ready will go to heaven with me. I will come and get you. How that goes down exactly, I don't think we know. There cannot be so many different opinions if it were crystal clear. And mainly I think it's because God wants us to continue our faith in him. If we think we know it all perfectly, then we're robbing him of the chance to grow us in faithful obedience. That's what I think. But I'm just kind of a nobody out here in the middle of nobody town, nobody prairie. I'm surrounded by cows, and so y'all, I don't know if you want to take me very seriously or not, but that's kind of where I'm at. I look forward to his return. If I think about it too much, I'll stop. That's kind of how I feel, if that makes sense. Because I'll long for it so much, and I do long for it. So wherever you're at, just remember how much he loves you. He sees it all, and he knows it all, and he's coming back to get us. We're just pilgrims in this land. It's all going to get better one of these days. On the other side, it's only a matter of time. That's all I have. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.